Hey everybody, look, the war is getting ready to escalate. Trump's ultimate goals are obviously Armageddon. He has this anti-Christ thing going on with him where he is playing a particular role. Well, what's interesting is all of this is to be expected. This is what they put in the script that he and Netanyahu and even Putin and Xi are playing into, although they aren't necessarily willing participants, but they're being forced to act because of the actions of people like Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump. Well, if you want to end the war, first thing you need to know is that we, the people, have the power to hold Congress accountable for doing this damn job. If they don't end the war, which they never authorized, it means that they're not doing their job. So let's recall them. To recall them, you need to be able to demonstrate that you've got strength in numbers and that you can hold them accountable for better decisions. What's the most important decision that they can make right now? Ending the war. Because if we don't, we lose everything. So we have to be able to give Iran assurance that the U.S. military will never again engage in a military operation in an offensive manner ever again. We can do that. We can hold Congress accountable for doing that, to pass a law. At the same time, we can give Iran assurance that the U.S. military and countries around the world, that we will only use our military to protect our homeland from all enemies, foreign and domestic, which includes tyrants and people who consider themselves to be Christ or is an anti-Christ. Anyway, just know that there is a yin to his yang. Everything you see about him, spiritual principle. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So instead of focusing on what you don't like about Donald Trump, let's focus on the exact opposite of what you don't like, which gets you focusing on what you, by definition, do like. If you want to end the war, then make Congress do its damn job. To make Congress do its job, make health care for all a reality instead of health insurance. Health insurance doesn't give you results. It just keeps you from getting the care you need, and it charges too much if it does give you the care you need. It's a way of basically rationing, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. But there's an answer. Telecare, which is what we're offering at fires.org once we hit critical mass, which is 3.5% of the population. Once 3.5% of the population joins us at fires.org, we will have the buying power needed to reduce the cost of health care for all, to make it so that health care for all does become a reality, paid for out of savings the moment the Medicare and Medicaid stops paying tens of thousands of dollars a month, or $10,000 a month. A year. Excuse me, $10,000 a year for health insurance when health care costs less than $600 a month. And in fact, once we hit critical mass, health care will be free for everyone. That's what we have to offer. So, if we can hold Congress accountable for decisions like making healthcare for all a reality, which will save trillions, that's enough for us to invest in public grocery stores, public housing, public transportation, public gardens. We will make sure that we create order out of chaos. We'll give people something to rally around that makes sense, that solves problems we all want solved, problems we all need solved, in ways that are sustainable, that are redemptive, that are all encompassing when it comes to adding value to things that most people in the United States feel Donald Trump betrayed us about. Like I said, you can focus on what you don't like, or you can focus on what you want. So I'm giving you something to focus on that you want. Step one, end the war. To end the war, I need 1,500 signatures on a petition at my website, fires.org, where FIRES is an acronym, spelled PHIERS. It stands for power held in every representative's seat. Because if Congress refuses to end the war, if Congress refuses to make telecare available through the ACA exchange and to all beneficiaries of Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, VA, Indian Services, anyone who gets access to care, and oh, by the way, Medicare and Medicaid provides services for upwards of 150 million people at a premium. I'm giving you a way to strengthen the safety net by creating meaningful jobs and small businesses that are AI resistant, that add value. Why are we going to sit on our hands and say robots can do stuff that we can do? because you're not getting paid. Well, my plan will pay you. If we're saving trillions of dollars a year by using telecare instead of health insurance, then the government will save trillions. That's enough to give people monthly checks to help them deal with rising prices while also compensating Iran for the damage this president has caused. So what I'm offering is a way to solve problems important to all of humanity. It'll strengthen and expand the safety net as well as the supply chain as well as our security, because we can end this war and we can help our economy recover by getting the Straits of Hormuz opened again, which will happen the moment that Iran realizes that our government is now under the control of people who can be trusted, people who look out for the collective best interests of humanity, people who love the idea of proving to the world that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And society is where it is because of decisions people have made, but it doesn't matter how we got here. What matters is where we're going. So what I have is a simple plan to get you where you want to go. It will deliver measurable, positive, sustainable results that will improve the lives of you, those you care about, and it will end the war. That's the most important thing we can do, because if we don't, we die. And things are already bad. A lot of people are going to suffer and die because of the actions of this administration. So I'm here to help with damage containment. First thing we have to do is end the war and let Iran know that we're done. No more support for what Israel is doing. No more support for Israel's period. No more. We're done. And this is something that Congress can do immediately. So regardless of your impact or thoughts about money that's been accepted by those APAC candidates and all of that stuff, the bottom line is that doesn't matter anymore, because we'll put a Congress in place that will protect, respect, and reflect the interests of we the people. And it'll pay for itself out of savings, so there's no reason for them to doubt that we can deliver. This is a way to solve problems important